need to hear this story.
Over the years, the lagoon's dark secret remained hidden, known only to a select few who dared to speak of it in hushed tones. Tales of the lagoon's beauty and danger spread far and wide, attracting thrill seekers and the curious alike. But those who ignored the warnings and ventured too close to the lagoon's edge would pay a terrible price, for the guardian's hunger was insatiable. The lagoon continued to shimmer in the moonlight, its terrible secret lurking just beneath its serene surface. Unbeknownst to those who marveled at its beauty, the ancient guardian watched and waited, ready to claim its next victim and add another soul to its collection. And so, the secret lagoon remained a place of beauty and terror, its true nature hidden from the world, a silent testament to the darkness that could lurk even in the most breathtaking of places. Generations passed, and the legend of the secret lagoon endured. Most locals knew better than to approach the cursed waters, but there were always outsiders, adventurers drawn by the allure of the lagoon's beauty and the thrill of uncovering its mysteries. One fateful summer, a group of 4 friends decided to embark on a journey to the lagoon. Their names were Sarah, Mark, Emily, and David. They had heard the stories of the lagoon and were convinced that the disappearances were merely folklore and exaggeration. As they trekked deeper into the ancient forest, the lush canopy above blocked out the sun, casting an eerie greenish hue over the forest floor. The air was thick with humidity, and the distant sound of running water hinted at their nearing destination. Sarah, the most adventurous of the group, led the way. "It can't be as dangerous as they say," Sarah insisted, brushing aside a low-hanging branch as they pushed forward. "People probably just got lost in the woods." Mark, a pragmatic thinker, wasn't entirely convinced. "I don't know, Sarah. Those stories are too consistent to ignore. We should be cautious." Emily, always the voice of reason, chimed in. "Let's not take any unnecessary risks. We'll go, see the lagoon, and then leave. No swimming or lingering." David, the thrill seeker of the group, couldn't contain his excitement. "Come on, guys, we'll be fine. Besides, who'll believe we've been to the secret lagoon if we don't have a few stories to tell?" They pressed on, following the sound of the lagoon's gentle waters. It wasn't long before they stumbled upon it, hidden behind a curtain of thick foliage. The sight that greeted them took their breath away. The lagoon was more enchanting than any of them had ever imagined. It was a paradise untouched by human hands, surrounded by radiant flora and fauna. The water sparkled like liquid diamonds under the dappled sunlight that filtered through the trees. A feeling of tranquility settled over the group as they gazed at the natural one. Sarah, Mark, Emily, and David marveled at the breathtaking beauty of the secret lagoon. The water's crystal-clear surface reflected the vibrant greens of the surrounding foliage, and the air was filled with the soothing sounds of nature. The allure of the place was undeniable. David couldn't resist the temptation any longer. With a mischievous grin, he stripped down to his swim trunks and cannonballed into the water, creating ripples that spread across the lagoon's surface. "Who's joining me?" he called out to his friends. Sarah, overcome by the tranquil atmosphere, decided to join him. She followed David's lead, diving into the lagoon with a joyful splash. Emily and Mark, still cautious, remained on the shore, watching their friends frolic in the inviting waters. As the day turned into evening, the group's initial concerns began to fade away. They swam and played, their laughter echoing through the ancient forest. The lagoon seemed like a hidden paradise, and the stories of the guardian were dismissed as old wives' tales. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the lagoon, Emily grew increasingly uneasy. She had always been the cautious one, and the legends of the guardian nagged at her mind. "Guys, it's getting dark. We should get out of the water," she called to Sarah and David. Sarah and David, however, were lost in their own world, laughing and splashing in the moonlit waters. They paid little attention to Emily's warnings. Mark, still on the shore, shared Emily's concerns. "Come on, you two. It's time to get out. We can come back in the morning." But Sarah and David were having too much fun to listen. They continued to swim, unaware that the tranquility of the lagoon was beginning to change. As the last rays of sunlight disappeared, an eerie mist began to rise from the lagoon's surface, shrouding the water in an otherworldly glow. The forest around them grew silent, as if nature itself held its breath. Emily's anxiety deepened as she watched the misty tendrils snake around Sarah and David.